Hello everyone! How are y'all doing
Weh,
tonight?
weh, weh.
I give the decoration head pats.
He,
Hope everyone's having
he.
a wonderful evening. Seratsu here, joined by...
So it's the decoration. Hoi, hoi.
And today we're going to be reacting to a couple of videos that I'm surprised I haven't reacted to yet. We're getting a double feature Joshscorcher countdown. First up will be his top 10, his video for Mother's Day, top 10 worst mothers in gaming. Nothing like celebrating Mother's Day, like remembering the worst of them in video games, at least.
Well, I hope there's no spoilers to games I want to play in here. I'm sure I'll leave.
I'm sure there aren't. And coming up after that is a much more recent one, which at the time of this video going up, probably it will have come out yesterday. Top 10 worst fathers in video games. I'm very curious to see who will be on the list, because I can see in the thumbnail for worst mothers, I can see Lusamine, and I can only...
Gonna be there.
Yeah. And I can imagine Getsis would be in the worst fathers list.
Yes. Fuck that guy.
Yeah, I can just... I hate Getsis so much. I hate him so much. I bet he's probably worse than Lusamine.
Probably.
That one didn't age quite so well.
Alright, let's go ahead and switch to full screen. Are you ready, Sush?
Yep.
Alright,
Anything can be.
here we go.
Glitch Energy. Clean, crash-free energy and focus boost with delicious flavors. Use code Joshscorcher at checkout to get a significant discount off your order. Level up your game with Glitch Energy today. A while back, I went over the best mothers in games. Now it's time for the opposite end of the spectrum, the worst mothers. And don't worry, for those of you looking for worst fathers, well, we got that in the oven. But anyways, criteria. First off, these mothers need to have been intentional.
Yeah, it's no longer in the oven. We see it's out now. Alright.
Intentionally written to be awful. They can have some sympathetic qualities, but nothing makes up for the harm they cause. Second, we are primarily looking at their failures as, well, mothers. Evil ladies that just...
I'm not sure Genova counts as a mother, considering she... Well... Wasn't if...
Maybe... Don't Sephiroth and some of the other bad guys call Genova Mother?
Yes, but also no. If you're thinking of Kadaj in this group, they are fragments of
I know
Sephiroth.
Sephiroth does. Oh, of course. Of course. I had
Yeah.
Advent children, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Let's see. Lucrezia, that was her name. She was the
Yeah.
she's the mother of Sephiroth, technically.
Oh, right.
All right.
happen to have kids are off the table. As for the qualifications, there are three big ones: pitting their own kids against each other, negligence, physical and or mental abuse, attempting to or succeeding in killing their own kids. And some of the writers had an emotional reaction to the list, so this might hit a little close to some of ya. You have been warned.
Probably a good thing you won't have a emotional reaction to this, Sush, seeing as you're just a decoration.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Pat, pat, pat.
Just to decorate. Top 10 more. There.
Yeah. As always, lovely intro song, Josh. The guy you paid to do it did a fantastic job. Oh, what game is that? in that intro
Remember when
sequence.
Sindel was revealed to be alive
know.
in Mortal Kombat Annihilation?
Oh, it's Sindel. Is it Sindel? Sindel's only number 10.
Wow.
And then deliver that signature line?
Too bad.
You will die.
Would you believe me if I told you that was somehow
Too bad
not
you
her worst moment?
Will die.
Those of you who watched
Oh,
Character
right.
Assassinations last year will know that Mortal Kombat 11 completely retconned Sindel's character arc, turning her from a brainwashed victim into a willingly evil and narcissistic traitor. She literally killed her own husband because she thought he was a beta. It's a miracle she doesn't have a TikTok account. Like any bad
Oh no. Oh, no. I can't believe she killed her husband because she thought he was a beta male cuck.
Hang on.
Sorry.
Hang on. What was that? What was that line, Josh?
Literally killed her own
No,
husband
after
because
this.
she thought he was a beta. It's a miracle she doesn't have a TikTok account.
Like,
A TikTok account. Oh man, that place is a cesspool. And Jroid complains about Twitter all the time. TikTok is worse. I mean, if we had
tomato, tomato, I say.
yeah,
Tomato, tomato. That's just me, you know.
I think if you were to rank worst platforms, TikTok, Reddit, and Tumblr would probably be at least top 3. Twitter would kind of be beneath them. Probably under under Blue Sky, because that place is also a cesspool. All right.
Like any bad wife, she's also a bad mother.
Ugh.
First off, she lied to her daughter, Princess Kitana, about being unwilling to marry Shao Kahn to keep her loyal to him. After she reveals how weak at the knees she is for Shao Kahn, she openly renounces her own daughter and invites her army to do the same. She ultimately rejects Kitana, calling her weak for wanting to protect
Dang.
Earth.
An absolute bitch. Holy crap.
Yeah.
Also, I just love this face right here for her. It is just, I don't know what the word is, but just snide. The way her lips are curling.
Snidest fucking expression you could ever have.
Yeah.
The snidest sneer, I'll call it.
The sneer. How droll. Oh my gosh.
Deeming her cause as pathetic and saying to her face, "I am no longer your mother."
I hate you! I hate you! I hate you!
Oh, but don't worry, Sindel at least has the decency to not kill her daughter like she did in Mortal Kombat 9, completely ignoring the fact that she was brainwashed into doing so. No, she just imprisons her in Mortal Kombat 11.
Pinky! Stop it.
Punishment is just to put her in the timeout corner. Just ignore the fact that this Sindel has a twisted sense of superiority and disowns her only daughter for having morals.
Oh, that was
Yet
funny.
Sindel attempts to manipulate Kitana into believing that her true loyalty is to power. Gotta love it.
Who needs friends when you've got power?
What's really frustrating about Sindel
Who
in Mortal
needs
Kombat 11 is
friends
that
when
this is
you got power?
a retcon. In the original timeline, she's a heroine who's manipulated into doing evil things. She's actually a protective mother towards Kitana, and any evil action she made against her daughter, yes, even murdering her, was the result of brainwashing. In Mortal Kombat 9, she makes the ultimate sacrifice for Earthrealm and dies a noble death. But Mortal Kombat 11 decides, she's willingly evil. It'll make her more empowering. Mortal Kombat 11 is about as helpful to the conversation as girl power as all's fair. At least that train wreck is funny.
No, I don't fucking agree with that. Oh, she's making all the decisions herself. That's so empowering. Fuck you.
Yeah, it's as empowering as a tuna sandwich. Ugh. But she was only number 9.
Yeah, she was 10.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
She was
Dirt.
10.
That was a slip of the tongue. I was reading it in. What?
Wait,
Team Fortress 2? What?
is this administrator? Or
What?
someone else? let's continue.
Two is no stranger to featuring morally bankrupt characters, except of course for the Heavy, who is good boy.
Must protect. Call it 3.
Heavy is always good boy.
Heavy is a good boy.
When you take a step back from the fun pew-pew aspects of the game, the masterminds behind the whole operation are pretty...
Oh, hey, we doing a group thing?
Oh yeah, hi Picket.
Oh yeah, we kind of started, but you're free to join us. Yeah,
Yeah.
collab.
I thought
I
you'd.
don't know if Ray can come, but
I thought you'd be.
Alright.
I thought you'd be busy with with Mina.
Yeah, I'm eating dinner right now, so it can wait.
Okay. We are currently
okay.
watching. We actually just started. We were currently watching. Worst Mothers. Sindel is
Yeah.
number 10.
yeah, honestly.
Oh yeah, the time Mortal Kombat 11 made her an evil bitch.
Yep.
Alright.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm like, oh, it's like their idea was like, oh, we'll make her do it on purpose because it's so empowering. No, fuck that shit. You don't fucking
Yeah, I got
do
enjoying
that.
the whole fake girl power shit.
Yep.
I hate that fake girl power bullshit.
It's-
like, what the fuck?
It's my favorite term that I like to use in place of what a lot of people on Twitter like to call woke. Instead of woke, I like to use the term performative diversity.
Performative diversity, yeah. Or we could
Oh, so
do
kind
it.
of like rainbow capitalism.
Pretty much.
Yeah, pretty much.
Also,
Pretty
but
fucking much.
also funny you say that. I believe it's that time of the year.
You know what?
Oh, yeah.
Yes, it is. Pride Month just started.
Yep.
Happy Pride
Gotta
for
remember
those
to
who
update my
celebrate.
avatar.
I will say, we could call it performative, what you call it? Just,
Diversity.
diversity. In this case, I'd call it girl power with just 3 R's. I don't know. Like they
Wow.
made that joke on my gym partner is a monkey.
I haven't seen that cartoon in a decade.
Yeah, it's been a long time. It was a weird but interesting cartoon.
A decade's a long time.
Yeah.
Wow.
I guess for I guess for you.
mortals.
I guess for you guys, yeah. All right.
Well, for
I
mortals
mean,
it is, but
In terms of like the difference between a day and a year being a long time.
Okay. All right. But yeah, we're on number 9 of top 10 worst mothers, and they're getting into Team Fortress 2.
Yep.
Oh, I think I might know who they're talking about.
I have some ideas myself.
All right, here we go.
Evil? Case in point, the administrator, or Helen, or
Oh,
Elizabeth,
it is the
or
administrator.
Emily.
I knew it.
No, she's got too many names.
She has too many names.
It does.
I don't. I need to read the comics, but I'm fine with it.
You do.
Yeah, the comics are freaking amazing.
Really?
Yeah.
Jroid showed me basically the ending comic, and I was like, wow. It explains how old Helen is.
Wow.
Yeah, the ending feels like something straight out of a Western RPG. You know, like the good ones. Where
Yeah.
the villain has to be
Ah.
put down because it out of mercy rather than, you know...
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I getcha.
Yeah.
The administrator is the voice you hear in the background of every match that tells you when you have the intelligence, captured the control
Yep.
points, or when you fail. First off, she's voiced by the same VA as Gladys.
You failed.
That makes way too much sense. Voiced by Gladys. That makes
Yeah, the voice actors who played GLaDOS. I love that.
that makes way too much sense.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Oh, McLean, that's already a red
I'd say
flag.
she has a really good voice.
That's already a red flag. All right.
Administrator is better known as the manager of the mercenaries on both the red and blue side. She's an outright evil and psychopathic individual, watching as teams of 9 find themselves in a never-ending cycle of death and respawning, which, if you've never seen Nemesis Blue, you know is not a fun process. Not gonna say, but Josh, this isn't top 10.
Do you think anyone would notice if the administrator was in Nemesis Blue?
I haven't seen that, so no, I don't know.
Mothers. Yeah, I know. I can read. See, she is technically a mother figure of the Mann brothers, Redmond and Blutarch, being a maidservant
Who names their kids Redmond and Blutarch? And then color coordinates their clothes accordingly. That's... Okay, what am I saying? This is Team Fortress 2.
Yeah, we're just doing
Obviously, this dude. I mean, the guy literally has a lineage where the brother would have to kill the other one.
Yeah, because he wants to create the strongest child.
Jeez. Father of the year right here.
Yeah, fucking hell.
Yeah, is it any wonder that the administrator turned out the way she did?
Mann brothers, Redmond and Blutarch, being a maidservant who inherited a part of their father's will. She not only played a part in the brothers butting heads over land with nothing in it, but she even had NG's grandpa extend their lives so they can keep doing so even after they rot. So in a way, that makes her the mother figure to all of Red and Blue, putting her children through endless torment and nagging them to the end of time. Seriously, her demeanor is always disappointing.
Actually, this omits the punchline of the whole comic. Do you
What's
want to
that?
know why the administrator did all that?
Why?
Nobody knows. Not even her. She's had this grudge for so long, she completely forgot why she had the grudge.
You've got to be fucking kidding me.
Yeah.
That's the most unsatisfying conclusion I've ever heard. What the heck?
It sounds like it on paper, but really think about it. She's a mortal who basically extended her life, had a lifelong grudge against this dude, which, let's be real here, it's Zebediah Man. Of course, he fucking did something to her.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And she spent her entire life on a grudge, and once he died, she actually resurrected him just so she could torture him more.
Yep.
And she ultimately forgets why she had the grudge, just that she has it.
I'm pretty sure this grudge has been going on since about the late 1800s.
Yeah,
Wow.
exactly.
Yeah, she's been doing this to them for that long.
Yeah, trust me, if
Goodness.
you had held a grudge that long, you wouldn't even be sane. And I say that as both a human and an Eidolon.
Yeah. Goodness.
Yeah. Good.
Goodness gracious.
You're angry even when your team actually succeeds.
We have secured the control point. The payload is nearing our checkpoint. Additional time has been awarded. Control point enabled. Move! We have dropped the enemy intelligence.
Well, sorry, Mom, but I gotta do what you asked when the other team gets planting sentry nests. The intelligence doesn't allow the red.
I'll be the first to admit I was one of those engineer players who planted sentry nests.
Oh, so you were one of those, what's it called? Shit, I forgot. There was this very unique type of engineer who just spammed those sentries. He's using a specific weapon, but it's been way too long since I actually been in the fandom, so...
I would always find a prime little spot, set up the little drawer, then set up the turret, and let the drawer slowly replenish me while I constantly hammered on the turret to make it stronger.
Oh, the
Yeah.
NG.
Mm-hmm.
I will admit, I did like the NG class.
blue teens to
Yeah.
form friendships with each other because she doesn't want her never-ending war to stop. She even forces Zephaniah Man to watch his two sons fight forever, going as far as to dig him out of the grave to do so. She doesn't treat her assistant Miss Pauling any better either.
Oh yeah, it's also heavily implied his soul was long gone and just haunting the grounds.
Jeez.
Dang.
To do so. She doesn't treat her assistant Miss Pauling any better either, ordering her to kill people, break up friendships among mercenaries, and even making her go through employee reviews by ambushing her to test her survival skills. Sexual harassment or sending mercs to ambush your workers? Can't decide what's worse to put on a CEO's resume.
That. Don't say that, Josh. You might have predicted the number one fail of a future annual fails list.
Is a
Yeah.
poor mother
Oh,
figure.
what was
May not be a
Okay,
biological
for a second I thought I saw an
mother,
error.
but she
My
is a piss
guess
poor
with that reflection in the vial is that she was the reason she hates this man and his family is because he hurt her while she was, I would assume, around the age of 8. Judging from
Yeah,
way
the
she
comics
looked in
did
the vial.
imply that with the different covers that her parents were murdered by him, but she can't even remember the details.
Yeah. It has been that long.
Yeah, this is what centuries-long grudges do to people.
Mm-hmm. That's why I prefer not to hold a grudge. I've realized how poisonous it can be after the first, maybe second century.
mother figure. She's created her own version of hell for the mercs, forcing them into an endless war like they were dolls in a toy box. The only person she's even remotely cordial towards is the engineer. That's in large part because he keeps her alive. Well, hope you enjoy the next time you boot up TF2. As long as you don't think about the implications of putting these characters through a never-ending war. Wait, are we the administrator?
What can I say? We're suckers for black comedy.
Oh my gosh. Alright. Why does TF2 have such deep lore? That's kind of wild.
I could not tell you.
It has to be somewhere.
I guess so.
I mean,
Fire Emblem and Bad Parents go together like Kingdom Hearts and Darkness.
Oh no! Oh no!
Of course. Oh, goody!
Is it white Ganondorf?
It's Daddy Dearest, as I call him, because he's a fuck.
Enough of them. Blazing Blade has a good number of parents that deserve to be
Oh.
given an
Oh.
play this series. I'm missing out on a lot of good shit.
Oh, wait, what?
Parents that deserve to be given an armades to the shoulder.
Armas. I need to play Fire Emblem.
Yeah, same here. I feel like I'm missing a lot of good shit.
Yeah. Although the ones to avoid is probably Fates and Engage.
Yeah, so I hear.
Sonya.
Yeah.
Not the fan favorite one from Valencia.
Let me be clear when I say that Fates is something of a guilty pleasure.
If you say so.
Is Nurgle's quote.
It sucks, oh believe me, it sucks.
Or Sonya. No, not the fan favorite one from Valencia. The friggin' ugly Tremaine one here. Sonya is considered to be the only one of the morphs that's so well made, she's pretty much sapient. Hence, every evil action she's committed is completely deliberate. For starters,
Who
she killed Nino's
Who thought it was a good idea to turn Sniper Wolf into a Fire Emblem's character?
And now I can't get that
like-
image out of my head. Thank you for that, Picket.
She looks like, see you next Tuesday, if you ask me.
I don't understand that reference.
parents. She was gonna
Well-
kill her too.
Go ahead.
Do the spelling, except replace the first letter with the third letter of the alphabet. see you next Tuesday.
Not coming to me.
We can continue.
But Nurgle insists she adopt her for future use, much to her chagrin. Then she married Brendan Reed, the leader of the Black Fanes, and became the stepmother of his sons, whom she only kept around to be used as pawns. Surprising nobody! But let's get back to Nino. Her whole life, she only wanted to prove to Sonya that she could be a good mercenary out of love for her family. But given that Sonya couldn't give a rat's uneaten behind, she sets Nino up for a suicide mission, assigning her to kill Prince Zephiel and have Jafar eliminate her so she can be used as a scapegoat. In her own words, Nino is trash, garbage, human refuse. Yeesh. No,
Oh, Jesus Christ, she really is Sniper Wolf as a Fire Emblem character.
My goodness.
But calm down, Mecha. But through the goodwill of her peers, Nino was saved and granted a chance to set things right with Sonya. After tearing through her mother's lies, she joins the heroes to defeat her once and for all. Ironic that for someone who claims to be a perfect creation, she couldn't find in herself to love others as much as they may love her. It says a lot when even her own creator, deluded and power-hungry as he may be, could still find love, yet she cannot.
That is depressing.
That is depressing. Oh, hooray, depression.
But then again, she's a terrible, awful person, so she didn't deserve love anyway.
Also true.
How far is a parent willing to go for their loved ones?
Oh, is this Resident Evil Village?
Most likely, yeah.
For Ethan,
Most
in Resident Evil
likely.
Village,
Oh,
he was led to
goody.
play through a town governed by flippin' monsters just to save his infant daughter, Rosemary. Then, on the other side of the coin, there's Mother Miranda, the matriarch of said village. She's willing to do so much for her child, but at everyone else's expense. Sometime before the series, Miranda lost her infant daughter Eva to the Spanish flu. Not too long after, she discovered the mold and the megamycete, and inspiration struck. Maybe she could use this gunk to bring Eva back from the dead. All she needs is some other kid to sacrifice and use as a vessel.
I think we all know where this is going, so let's just skip to the end.
Excellent use of Amazing World of Gumball.
It's a good meme.
Yeah.
Rosemary enters the picture. She goes out of her way to abduct Ethan's kid in the hopes of fulfilling her own twisted dreams. Already off to a bad start, because turns out kidnapping with the intent of sacrificing is illegal, unethical, and just plain rude. Who'da thunk? On one hand, she's clearly
Wow,
really?
who'da thunk? Who'da thunk it?
I mean, I thought everyone knew that. Just the people who actually do it are just twisted, evil individuals who need to be put down.
Yep.
Or us, whenever we're on the job.
Yeah.
child, and grief can drive people to do crazy things if they don't handle it properly. You know, kind of like Joel. It's understandable, right? Here's the problem. Eva wasn't her only child. You know the Four Lords, the ones governing the village? Miranda technically created them and calls herself their adoptive mother. So they're technically her kids too. But really, they're more like petri dishes for her to flex her status on. Heck, she thinks so little of them that she refers to them as her false children. They're basically the living embodiment of middle child syndrome. Oh, but there's one more branch on this twisted family tree. Evelyn, the mastermind of the previous game. She was a clone of Eva spliced with a variant of the mold, and Miranda hoped to use her as a vessel for Eva. But she didn't quite fit dear old Mama's standards, so...
Kick the baby! Don't kick the baby.
Oh my gosh.
She fenced Evelyn off to the connections to be used as a bioweapon, and Evelyn was starved for the familial love she never got from her creator. The majority of RE7 stems from Miranda not being the mother that Evelyn desperately needed. It's actually kind of ingenious how Ethan and Miranda are so yin and yang when it comes to their children. While Ethan willingly puts himself on the line in the hopes of rescuing Rosemary, Miranda just endlessly takes from those around her to revive Eva.
Ethan is an amazing father character. I just want to say that. You know, come to think of it, I love the little trend that we're getting of games where you're playing as parental figures. Like first I believe it was I think it was Joel in The Last of Us. Then it was Resident Evil Village, and by extension Resident Evil 7. And then we got Pragmata.
Yeah.
It's a trend.
Yeah.
It's a trend I hope continues.
Yeah, maybe we just got sick of daddy issues.
Yeah, too many
I
daddy.
hope we get...
Too many daddy issues. The game.
All right, we got good daddy games. When is a good mommy game?
I think from what I heard that people called the recent Resident Evil game Requiem. I believe it was the female character's side of the story. They called it the mommy simulator.
Yeah.
Oh, Void Stranger. That one's actually a good one, featuring a
Oh.
mom.
Oh yeah.
She
Okay.
converted a whole village into a cult just to use them as guinea pigs for her
Only to play
goals,
Void
and
Stranger.
actively neglects her living kids or outright abandons them once they stop being useful. Even Lady Domitress grieves when her daughters are killed. Meanwhile, there's no room for love in dear old Miranda's science project gone bad.
She deserved all the pain at the end of Village.
Oh, yeah.
All right, who is number 6?
A lot of things can get in the way of being a good mother. Of course, that's not an excuse at all for being a terrible mother, but outside sources can often have an effect on how a mother treats her kids. Money, absent fathers, things like that. But never in my life would I expect extra-dimensional jellyfish neurotoxin...
There's Lusamine.
Yeah.
Giving us sentences we...
Ah, yeah, there we go.
They butchered her character in Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon.
They did. They really
Yeah.
did. I did not like how they took her in that game. Give us evil bitch mom back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Never thought...
Maybe
Give us the lady who wants to fuck a space jellyfish. Actually, you know what? Maybe there's a reason they changed it. Never mind.
maybe it hit a little too close to home for certain Japanese fans, and that's why they pivoted. But that's just my theory.
So they wrote her a little too well.
Yeah.
to be the culprit of what? Pokemon. Giving us sentences we never thought would need to be uttered once again. Pokemon Sun and Moon are sleeper hits when it comes to their stories. Sure, everyone caught Lusamine as being the villain, the literal frame she was revealed in trailer footage, but we did not expect Game Freak to go as far as they did. Early on in the adventure, we meet Lily, who, in the game's prologue, we saw escaping the Ether Foundation with Cosmog in tow. The game wasn't hiding that something was up, and eagle-eyed fans quickly drew comparisons to her design and the Ultra Beast Nihilego. Many people thought this meant Lily was an Ultra Beast in disguise, but in truth, oh, we wish that was the avenue they went.
They have like the same.
Yeah.
They're identical.
No, I just don't see it.
So here's the crux of things.
Oh, no.
Lusamine is completely and totally obsessed with Ultra Beasts to a downright fanatical degree. Ever since her husband vanished into Ultra Space, she was left with her 2 children and a borderline insane fascination with one Nihilego in particular. Why is Lily dressed like one? Because Lusamine forced her to dress like that.
So I want
Yep.
ridiculous thing for you.
Lusamine's obsession spiraled further and further.
Yeah, that
into
gets
full-on
a
neglect of
bit
both Lily
darker when you remember that context.
Yep.
and Gladian, driving them both to leave out of fear. By the time the game rolls around, Lusamine is completely under Nihilego's influence, its neurotoxins amplifying her already volatile mental state. Once you fully confront Lusamine, you see the depths of her insanity, that even the precious Pokemon her foundation cares for aren't safe. She cryogenically froze several Pokemon eternally to preserve their beauty, and decries her children for not being beautiful enough, going as far as to disown Lily outright due to defying her plan. And what is said ultimate plan? Abandon her kids, abandon the entire region to flee into Ultra Space so she can live with her obsessions, and if that means Ultra Beasts are running rampant in Alola, so be it. And then she fuses with the Ultra Beast, becoming the Mother Beast. This abomination makes one thing fully clear. Nihilego was a parasite. After she returns from Ultra Space free of Nihilego's control, Lusamine looks at Lily for the first time with clear vision and sees her daughter as beautiful, and the allegory comes full circle. Lusamine, at least in the original games, is not fully evil. Instead, her coping mechanism was akin to a drug addiction, driving a wedge with her family that could only be fixed when all of it was flushed from her system. From a Pokemon game! Knowing that Lusamine is capable of being good makes her abusive actions stand out even more. The monster Lusamine became doesn't define her, but what a monster it was.
Oh, and yeah, let's not forget this little punchline. Her husband isn't even dead. He's just on an island farming poke beans.
Yep. Oh,
Yep.
I'm so upset that they did nothing with that.
Well, they kind of did in... They kind of did an Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon.
I don't ever... Did they interact in that? I don't remember that.
Yeah, it was in a post-game cutscene.
I think it's...
She ultimately just lets him live his life, and...
I think it was revealed...
moves on from the trauma.
I think it was revealed that he had amnesia from the experience.
Yep.
Yeah, that's kind of what they implied in Sun and Moon.
Number 5.
Ace Attorney. Yeah, forget what I said
Oh
about
no.
Fire Emblem. This is the series that's a match.
Ace Attorney. Oh no. Who is it?
Made in hell with absolutely.
Hey, they have a lot of options to go with.
Yes, they do.
Parents, whether it's the abusive and controlling ones or the idiots who left their kids to rot. And when it comes to mothers, few to none are worse than Garan Sigatar Kurayin. This so-called Queen of Kurayin.
Oh. Oh no, not her.
Yeah.
Wait, is this from...
Is
this from The Great Ace Attorney?
No, it's from Spirit of Justice.
Yeah.
Oh.
Up to the throne
I've not played Spirit of Justice.
Bas-
I really haven't played any of them. I played the first little bit. I need to.
It's a pretty dark entry. But,
yeah. Very complex entry too. In short, the story starts with Phoenix going to visit a country that's basically a cross between India and Japan. Everyone has puns for names, like the character who's Phoenix's tour guide is literally named I'll Be Guide.
Wow,
so the Love Guru method of Indian naming.
Yeah, and there's also a guy who died, gets spirit channeled by Maya, and his name is Tarust in Me.
But yeah, the sympathetic killer.
Mm-hmm. And also, this bitch is the main villain of that whole game.
I figured.
This so-called Queen of Kurayin found her way up to the throne by staging a fake assassination against her sister Amara to frame Dirk Sadmadi as an insurgent. Also, she can convince Amara that she should stay in hiding for her own safety and relinquish the title of queen. With the crown on her head, Garn uses her newfound authority to make Kurayin her own self-aggrandizing playground. Her many insidious acts as queen come from her treatment of her daughter, niece, Rafa, whom she raised and groomed into being a prejudiced, illusioned priestess who believes it's okay for the accused to have no defense just because she's got her seance game. Oh, and she couldn't care less if Rafa's stressed out of her mind about her uncle's death, by the way. It says a lot when that fake cigar-chewing a-hole is the better parent.
Oh, no.
Rafa,
yeah.
Her abuse extends to her nephew as well.
Yeah.
She threatens Nayuta into complying with her system, or she'd expose Rafa's identity as the daughter of an insurgent, even making him indict his own father and himself to protect her. Now, granted, Nayuta has a lot of problems that go beyond just Gaara, but still, the way she goes to stay in power is just really messed up.
Yeah, didn't really care for that dude, honestly.
Yeah.
Felt like a very discount Edgeworth.
Yeah. Or maybe more of a discount, what was the guy from the game before this one? Blackwell? The one who has the katana.
Yeah, Blackwell.
Okay.
Well,
narcissism. She's so desperate to find validation, she deludes herself into believing she deserves to be queen and that everyone should bend their knees to her every will, including her own brood. I suppose when you have a character who can just rewrite the law on the spot, you can't exactly expect her to treat her children with any semblance of grace. Heck, with how abrupt her transformation is, I thought she even knew the first thing about grace.
Yeah, you don't get to have a design like that unless you're the villain.
Yep.
And yes, let's all remember how she was defeated. Unless Sasha plans on playing this, in which case we won't go
Yeah,
further.
we won't go further.
But by the time I get to fucking playing it, I will probably have forgotten what you're gonna say.
Possibly.
Well, in that case, yeah,
My memory.
turns out she wasn't actually a valid monarch.
Yeah.
So
The monarch
Apollo
of
wound up.
the monarch of the country has to be gifted in spirit channeling, and the main characters trick her or goad her into performing spirit channeling in order to expose her lies to her own soldiers. Basically, leading to the whole to her own military turning on her.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's continue.
It's always a parent's responsibility to be a pillar of guidance and safety to their children. Forgoing that creates friction. It makes your children distrust you, distant from you, and for good reason. Even without malice, neglect can be a form of abuse when a child's trust is taken for granted. Renee Graves of Andy and Laylee fame is nowhere near as evil as the other mothers on this list.
This game.
She doesn't treat her kids as subjects of warfare, nor did she use them as an outlet for her obsessions. In fact, when you first see her, she doesn't seem that bad. Even though her parenthood came as a result of teenage pregnancy, she genuinely loves her husband and shows remorse for not doing her best to take care of her children. You get a grasp of humanity in her character that makes her not sympathetic, but understandable.
But
you find out she mentally dubs her kids accident and mistake. Yeah, despite having the commitment to bear Andrew, it didn't
Bit on the nose there, don't you think, bitch?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, despite having the commitment to bear Andrew, it didn't take long before she got tired of him and disciplined him to basically be the man of the house. Getting groceries, cleaning up, cooking for the family, and looking out for his sister. All of which are things a mother should be doing, and she just dumps it all on him. And when he gets in trouble, does she listen to him? Oh, take a wild guess.
Oh, that's an ugly noise, son. Here, how about you cease this bitch crying?
Oh, and Ashley? Do I even need to say anything? Literally conceived because she thought...
way too many close for situations like that.
It really does. It really does.
Wow.
I hate Paimon. Fucking hate his guts.
Carrying the moment the little brat started talking. Like, she's less a kid and more
like a pet to me.
Oh no! Now the invincible quote. No.
Oh no!
Not the Omni-Man quote. Oh.
Yeah, and quite the appropriate Omni-Man quote.
Yeah.
Yeah. To look for a job, Renee couldn't care less if it's one of those jobs. Yeah, it's no wonder these two freaks grew up to be so codependent of each other to the point of obsession. And when she realizes what massive train wrecks these two will grow up to be, she had no qualms selling them away to get harvested so that she could screw her man in peace.
I don't want to play with you anymore.
Now that's next level messed up.
Yeah, that's...
Yeah. Could you see why those two kind of grew to be kind of screwed up?
Yeah.
The things I want to do to her. Things I want to do to her.
I'm sure it's a long list.
Thinking. Okay, that's pretty
it's a long list, and she will not enjoy it.
Did this. Andrew, right after being tasked to do chores around his grandparents' house, returns to his room to see Ashley tear up his homework so he'd spend more time with her. When Andrew gets justifiably angry and violent with her, what does Renee do? Well, on top of blaming him for it, she gives him a gentle pep talk about how he has to stay strong for the sake of the family, praising him for how smart and gifted he is, and that's why he must bear all the hardships life throws at him. That, no matter how suffocating his sister may be, it's on him to keep her safe and sound. Him, not them, together as a family, just him. You insufferable, vile, gaslighting piece of
Crash out.
These faces. in this scene are just they're fitting. They're very fitting. They're something I want to do myself.
Good mother, you taught them that one of the most maddening lessons a person can learn. That damage can be done with a calm voice and a smile.
The face.
Forgotten promise becomes a bad memory. Oh yeah, that's just the genius of it. You wanted the title of a mother without the burden of being one. And you didn't need to scream, you didn't need to hit. You just needed to deny reality long enough so that everyone started doubting there. Good for you.
Okay.
Like I said, valid crash out.
Valid crash out. That was
Crash out, dude.
That was peak, Josh. That was peak. Absolute cinema.
Should do better, yet continues to do terribly for their children at every step for their own self-fulfillment. The fact that so much of her behavior mirrors a lot of common neglectful parents makes it that much more scarily awful. I'm not saying there aren't people like Lusamine or Garan in real life, you know, metaphor is a thing, but you are much more likely to come across Renee's out there. That's what really makes your top 4 material.
Yeah.
Oh, even if
Oh, hey, Count Shaman.
her apology, she'd sell him out anyway. So yeah, she's not remorseful at all.
Jesus Christ.
I'd lock her in my basement if I could.
Okay.
We're in the weeds of it now. Now we're talking about a mother so apocalyptically bad, she caused an entire kingdom to collapse.
Elden Ring?
We're talking about Elden Ring lore. We're talking about Queen Marika the Eternal. So, quick note here, we're only focusing on Marika's parenting here, not Radagon. Because despite them sharing the same body, potentially being two sides of the same being, it's from soft lore, it's vague, it's weird, whatever's going on
I need
there,
to play this
we're not
game.
touching.
I'll probably not remember this by the time I do. I just haven't been able to play
I still need to play a lot of From Software games.
Me too.
I'm gonna work my way up to Elden Ring though. I'm gonna have to stream my PlayStation 4 though if I want to play Bloodborne. The jerk.
Pat.
On her own, Marika's got more than enough to look at. So, Marika is the chief goddess and founder of the Golden Order, which, as you'll see, is a tyrannical system that Marika was more than willing to cast people to the wayside if they so much as strayed from it. And if you thought her demigod children were exempt from this, you haven't been paying attention to what number we're on. You hear echoes of what she's told her kids from Melina, and I mean, what a first impression, huh?
Hear me, demigods. My children, beloved, make of thyselves that which ye desire. Be it a lord, be it a god, but should ye fail to become aught at all, ye will be forsaken, amounting only to sacrifices.
Jeez.
For her children were monumentally
That's like typical
high,
Eidolon
and if they failed
shit,
to
if
meet
you
them,
ask
she
me.
was more than willing to abandon
Yeah.
Let's run down the list, shall we?
Some of them. We don't like this. Oh.
Who were born as cursed omens and abandoned, thrown into the sewers beneath the capital. While Morgoth managed to come out of things with his faith in the Golden Order a bit too on the dogmatic side, Moke went insane and started worshipping a blood goddess. Mesmer the Impaler, bored with the snake curse and had his eye gouged out, then sent on a genocidal campaign against the Hornset. After the deed was done, Mesmer was abandoned and left in the Lands of Shadow, turned into a monster by his mother, and never returned home. Godwin the Golden, assassinated in a convoluted plot by Marika's stepdaughter Ranni and the Knight of the Black Knives, and mutated into this abomination because Ranni wanted to orchestrate her own death to escape the Golden Order. And those assassins who carried out the hit, they had ties to Marika herself.
Oh, goodness. Family issues the game.
Once that happened, the kingdom's collapse was underway, only furthered when Marika
sadly not immune to them.
ring and sealed herself and Radagon in the Erdtree, starting a full-blown civil war between the demigods, leading to all of them ripping the lands between apart in order to claim the Elden Ring. Another one of her sons, Miquella, saw just how horrific the Golden Order was by this point and started his own plots for godhood, becoming just as bad as his mother and wrapping Radon and Melania into his plots. Meanwhile, her stepson Riker became fanatically opposed to her Golden Order and fused with the giant god-eating serpent, don't ask. And would you look at that, now the whole family tree is accounted for. While Marika is long gone by the time your journey starts, her sins are felt across the entire way through. The Golden Order's horrific rise and destruction brought misery to all her kids and beyond, culminating in the world of Elden Ring being as broken and shattered as any other FromSoft game. She caused a cycle of violence that spread to every branch of her family tree, and while her motivations and actual morality are up for debate thanks to vague storytelling, her parenting is inarguably horrendous. Leave it to George R. R. Martin himself to bring us such a mess of a royal lineage.
Ugh.
Fucking hell.
So, yeah. Basically, From Software title.
I mean, it was
I'm
also...
gonna be honest, I couldn't get into Lord of the Rings. My mom tried.
What do you mean? I think
I couldn't get into Lord of the Rings.
That's Tolkien, not Martin.
No. Game of Thrones. I love Lord of the Rings. Game of Thrones. Fucking hell. I need to read Lord of the Rings books. I couldn't get into Game of Thrones. Brain.
Yeah.
Generations fluff is glitching out.
Don't worry, Sasha. Once this is over, I'll fluff your head floof.
Yeah, from what I hear, the ending just kind of sucked.
Yeah. And I heard people joke that the ending in the TV show is the ending George intended, but having seen the actual reception of the ending, he's refusing to finish his books.
Of course he's refusing to finish his book.
Not like he would have finished it anyways.
Yeah.
My mother would be very upset, but probably be like, I had a feeling I'm gonna do this.
Clive and Joshua deserved better.
Oh, it's it's Final Fantasy
her.
16. It's Final Fantasy 16. I know this bitch. I know this bitch.
I know this bitch too. I haven't played the game fully, but I played the demo.
Regardless of what you think of Final Fantasy 16, I think we all agree that Clive and Joshua were awesome people. You'd think that with how cool they are, they would come from even greater people. Well, sorta. A great leader of a father and a great traitorous witch of a mother. Annabelle Rossfield is the mother of Joshua and the Duchess of Rosaria, where Clive lives. Wait, so she's also Clive's mother? Huh. Hard to tell when she treats Clive as well as she treats the magic-wielding bearers in her country. Less than dirt. Despite being the Duchess of a nation, Annabella was never satisfied with what she had, always wanting more. She got married to a leader of the country, only for said leader to treat the lower class with respect. Her first son got rejected from being the inheritor of the Divine Phoenix, while her second son did. He was sickly and had to stay indoors most of the time. Clive's failure especially made her think that others wouldn't see her as Clive's mother, that the first son was born from a concubine and she was second fiddle behind the scenes. Thinking that lower class people could even think that drove her mad. At least, I assume it drove her mad, because how many sane people betray their kingdom to an empire, have their husband killed in the process, and sell their oldest son into slavery? Not many, I think. Well,
and now you know why she's probably the worst mother in all of Final Fantasy.
Yep.
I wonder if
I hate this bitch.
Yep.
I wonder if Argus was an ancestor or something.
Maybe.
Well, if it didn't make her mad, her actions inadvertently killing Joshua did. After marrying the Emperor, she had a kid named Olivier, who she cherished and doted over even more than Joshua, even if Olivier was just used as a pawn for her to gain more power. Oh, and she turned her old home of Rosaria into a bleak hellscape where anyone who uses magic or goes against her rule is persecuted. If you're waiting for a butt to any of this, you're going to be sorely disappointed. She hated Clive for being a failure. She resented Joshua for being sickly. She couldn't care less about her stepson Dion since he isn't blood related. And she hates anyone who isn't rich and powerful like her. I don't know what she did for Emperor Sylvester to let her do whatever she wanted despite literally everyone else hating her. I mean, come on, she's not that hot. And the worst part, when Clive confronted her again after so many years apart, she didn't even hide how selfish she was. She blamed Clive for everything, even wanting him to be the Phoenix over Joshua. Well, none of this matters since Olivier turned out to be Big Baddie Ultima, twisting things from behind the scenes. Annabella's disbelief over Olivier's true nature and Joshua's survival caused her to end things herself, thinking it's what she deserves. Despite everything she's done...
So she's basically Queen Brine on steroids.
I don't know who that is.
I'm gonna.
She's the queen from Final Fantasy IX.
Yeah, she's the queen from Final Fantasy IX. You'll learn about her when we play that. I'm gonna say this. Renee had the plus of being attractive, which is why she's going in my basement. This bitch, I want to curb stomp her and break her front teeth that way.
Get in line. I was first.
Yeah, you are first.
He was still trying to save her, remembering the mother who doted on him as a child. But Annabella, aware of all the evil she's done and thinking Joshua is a shadow of her sins, caused her to end it all. Too little, too late, you are an awful person. And while she is the worst person on the list, the next person is the worst mother.
At the very least, the trash took itself out.
Yeah.
Yep.
Still a bit of an unsatisfying death. I kind of wish she at least got stabbed by Jill or crushed under a falling rock.
Yeah, well, sadly, it's a common truth when it comes to awful parents. You're never really gonna get a satisfying conclusion.
Fair enough. Dishonorable mentions. Who do we got?
Isaac's mom, Binding of Isaac. While figuring out what's
Yep.
actually going on in Isaac's household is difficult, what we do know is not painting her in that good of a light. Pax, Dustborn. So not only is she an insufferable twit, she's also...
Dustborn?
I have never heard of this.
Be glad. It is.
From what I hear, it's not very great.
It's a trash game. It is barely even a game.
I see.
Lord have mercy. Nilvan, Fear and Hugger, bore a child just to turn her into that. Toriel, Deltarune. All it took was one scene for people to turn on her, and it was pretty bad.
Oof.
Oof. I mean, I kind of see where people are coming from. I don't 100% agree but that's because I have a bias towards Toriel. But yeah, they're not wrong.
Yeah, we'll probably get some context in the next chapter, which should be coming out this year, I think.
Yeah, it's supposed to.
Yeah.
Sounds like Toby's taking a break, though.
Yeah, honestly, considering she's a divorce. She's divorcing someone. I kind of put two and two together.
Yeah. All right. Who is number one?
Alessa Gillespie is undeniably the most important being in the original Silent Hill game. Gifted with psychic abilities
no.
The root of the titular town's paranormal activity.
Oh yeah,
Despite
this
bitch.
bitch.
It's unfair to label
Yeah,
her
perfectly
as
understandable. She's number one.
Yeah.
Belongs to dear old ma.
Is it? It is! The mega!
Dahlia, leader of a cult within the town. Whoa, red flag right off the bat. Cult parents never ends well. Anyway, she's labeled a witch because of her daughter's unknown psychic powers. But while others might see it as a curse, Dahlia sees opportunity. Her cult believes that the god they worship can be reborn through Alessa. So Dahlia performs a ritual that ends up setting the house on fire along with Alessa. But thanks to Dahlia's magic, Alessa's kept alive, but lives in ceaseless agony. Not wanting to bow to her mother's whims, Alessa splits her soul in half, with the other half being reincarnated as a child adopted by our game's protagonist, Harry Mason. To reunite both halves, Dahlia tricks Harry by saying that Alessa is a demon needing to be cleansed to save his own child. Okay, so there's a lot to take in already. Callously trying to sacrifice said daughter to wake up her precious deity, letting Alessa live in an endless nightmare, and throwing her under the bus to send Harry on a wild goose chase.
You're evil, aren't you? They are so fucking onto us.
Oh yeah, it's also implied that she physically abused Alessa long before her failed ritual, basically trying to force her to be compliant in all this. At this point, the red flags aren't just red, they're
being abusive?
In the end, Dahlia...
Wow!
Totally unbelievable.
That's so unrealistic.
She just wanted a
like, oh my
tool
gosh.
she could manipulate, mistreat, and trash as soon as she was done with it. just to meet her own selfish goals. But thankfully, karma works in mysterious ways. Depending on the ending, Dahlia gets rightfully killed off, forced to endure the pain she forced on Alessa, and Alessa gets a second chance as Harry's new adoptive daughter, Heather. I can't think of a more satisfying...
I gotta enjoy happy endings.
And I believe Heather is the protagonist of Silent Hill 3.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Ending for someone who has the gall to call herself a mother after everything she's done. It shouldn't hurt to be a child.
She was right about one thing. It was a demon they were dealing with, because that was no god. That is a monster she created.
I'm Joshscorcher.
A fallen angel, no less.
There are quite a few. Thankfully, none of them were Victor.
I'm Joshscorcher.
Yeah, you can easily edit this out.
I'm gonna call my mom and tell her thanks for not being like any of these witches.
What am I, not believer?
I should probably call my dad too.
Oh, Eleanor Lamb. That's perfectly good. Honorable mention.
Yeah. But yeah, that was top 10 worst mothers. That was quite the heavy list.
That was quite the heavy list. Now it's time for top 10 worst fathers in video gaming.
Yeah. So
Even heavier.
So place your bets. Who do you think is going to be on this list? I've already called Getsus.
Garen. I'm calling Getsus and Garen from fucking Fates.
I think I saw Handsome Jack in the thumbnail.
Of course. Dude's a fucking asshole.
Brad might get an honorable mention at least.
Who?
Since Brad from Lisa the Painful.
Ah.
Never played it.
I mainly say he's an honorable mention because while he's an awful person and father, Brad got every bad hand.
Mm-hmm.
So
this video is brought to you by Glitch Energy. Clean.
All right, Josh, what do you got for us?
Use code
he was
Joshscorcher
bad,
at
but he
checkout
got
to
what
get a
he
significant
deserved.
discount off your order. Level up your game with Glitch Energy today. When we made Worst Mothers, we had a decent pool of candidates to choose from. Not too little, but not too much either. This, on the other hand... Look! Most game
What's
developers have
this?
daddy issues is a
That's a lot. There's a lot.
What the fuck is this?
Gargantuan understatement. Same rules and criteria as before.
Let's
jump right into it.
yeah, let's be real here. Bad fathers are just a dime a dozen in
Yeah.
when it comes to video game stories. Maybe why we got the delusion of the role playing as a good parent.
The black hole is enjoying this pizza.
Alright, what do we got?
To find a series more filled to the brim with horrible parenting than Ace Attorney. We got quite the cast of patriarchal monsters. So the obvious choice is Manfred von Karma, right? Raised his daughter with horribly high standards, killed Miles' father, and adopted him to mold him into a pawn. You know, the works. But there's
I'm gonna guess it's not Karma.
Yeah.
an even worse candidate sitting right above him in the legal totem pole.
Oh yeah, that guy.
I have no idea who this is.
Oh, yeah, trust me, you're gonna learn to absolutely detest this
Even worse
dude.
candidate sitting right above him in the legal totem pole. Excelsius Winner.
Excelsior!
Before you're introduced to the man himself, you meet his son Eustace, a little bundle of issues who seem to fail upwards through law school into becoming a rookie prosecutor under the direct supervision of the Committee for Prosecutorial
Good old
Excellence.
Eustace Winner.
There's a committee for prosecutorial excellence? What? It's Ace Attorney, don't
I mean, it's
question
a
it.
satire of
It's Ace Attorney. Don't ask
Japanese,
questions.
the Japanese legal system. So, are you really surprised?
Oh goodness.
I mean, I thought it was a combination of American and Japanese legal systems?
No, that's just the localization.
Ah,
which for some reason they just put it in an alternate history of American legal systems. I don't get the decision either.
What's telling is that dear old dad doesn't oversee his son directly, instead letting Judge Verity Cavell act as his handler. It's when the fourth case comes around and Excelsius comes in direct conflict with Edgeworth that you learn just how deplorable this guy is. He's the man who gave Manfred the infraction that set off his crimes, so you'd expect some kind of professional, as what's essentially the chairman of the legal board of directors. Nope, he's a sarcastic bully who doesn't give a damn about how he comes across to other people, including
his only
his own
good
son.
deed, actually, somehow evolved into the worst deed he did.
Yep.
He's from the Miles Edgeworth game.
I can see that, yeah.
Casually insult his own flesh and blood for really no reason, completely offhandedly, while Eustace is too ignorant to realize just how openly Excelsius holds him in contempt. In fact, Eustace runs to his father's defense throughout the case. It all comes to a head when Excelsius is on the ropes, and infuriated at how badly his son is defending him, he just lets the truth out. Every achievement Eustace thought he had, all his good grades, literally his entire career, was orchestrated by him. Oh, not out of the goodness of his heart, of course not. He just wanted a pawn, a stupid little pawn that could be manipulated however he wanted. And while Eustace is rightfully devastated by
the guy was sweating so much that his goggles are filled with liquid. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, and he's looking through the liquid certain parts.
That's actually kind of funny.
And while Eustace is rightfully devastated by this truth, Excelsius just doesn't care in the slightest how much he shattered his son's worldview. He just wanted him out of the room. After you thankfully prove his guilt, Excelsius doesn't even have the common decency to leave the story, as he's still trying to worm his way out of the consequences of his actions, down to kidnapping Cavell's son.
There's a shock.
One small problem.
Yeah, shocker.
His men ended up kidnapping Eustace instead. After Miles has to console and talk Eustace out of a full-blown mental breakdown, he ends up gaining the courage to take down his father once and for all. And Excelsius shows absolutely no remorse for literally any of the abuse he put Eustace through. Eustace becomes a better man and gains so much competency just by forsaking his father. In a series like Ace Attorney that throws so many awful, villainous characters at you in each installment, not even all can handle just how detestable Excelsius is. He's not even fun as a villain. He's just a horrible person and an even worse father. When the best you can say about him is that at least he didn't intentionally kidnap his own son, that speaks volumes about how low the bar for this list is. Get it? Bar, lawyer.
Okay, that was a good bit. That was a good bit. All right, number 9. Seriously?
Number 9.
Number 9?
What? There's a lot of awful fathers out there.
Yeah, but
obviously he didn't make the cut.
But Getsus is just god awful.
He's terrible.
Yeah, I won't deny that.
He's
I
only.
can imagine there might be more evil or fucked up guys.
I think I might have peeked for a bit. Oh my gosh. He's only number 9?
Wow, there's some pretty bad guys after him, apparently.
Yeah. Also, would you believe me if I told you that the game version of Getsus is tame?
Oh yeah, that wouldn't surprise me.
He was worse. He's worse in Pokemon Adventures, the manga.
I mean, to be fair, a lot of things are worse in Pokemon Adventures, the manga.
Fair enough.
I was like, I wonder where, and then you put it, Give Me Adventures, I'm like, that makes sense.
You know the list is gonna have some heavy hitters when Getsus is only number 9.
You had me. Yeah, you had me.
What do you think?
I'm scared.
Pokemon Liberation? Renaissance outfits? One of the best anti-heroes in gaming? Yeah, probably. Maybe Getsus too. I don't know. It's not that Getsus doesn't do anything. He certainly plays the role of a leader and a master manipulator to the people of Unova. But throughout the story, he really finds himself constantly outshone by bisexual Dream Boy. I mean,
Yeah, I think that might be why he was number 9.
Yeah.
As bad as he is, he's kind of overshadowed in a lot of areas.
I mean, that's kind of the point. He's trying to be the but he's trying to be the puppeteer behind the curtain with N as his puppet.
Yeah, though, and I think they kind of did too good of a job there.
Maybe. Although if
also too didn't exactly do him any do that rank any favors, considering, well, yeah, he's also trying that with his role in the sequel games. It honestly doesn't work there because everyone kind of suspected he was at least somewhat behind Neoplasma.
Probably.
Yeah.
Although consider this, he probably intended to wrest control of T-Plasma from N because his team was perfectly tailored to counter N's team.
Yeah, he even becomes he is implied to have succeeded in Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon.
In that timeline, anyway.
Yeah.
Pokemon game multiverse is weird.
Yeah.
Not necessarily bad, it just means N is a more prominent character, and he is a wonderful one at that. The thing about N is that the reason he believes what he does and attempts to fix the world through conquest and force is because of Getsus. Getsus found N at a young age and adopted him. The favors end there. From then on, throughout N's entire life, Getsus brought injured Pokemon to his child son to convince him that human coexistence was a problem. Fact check, Getsus didn't give a solitary fuck about humans living with Pokemon. He's been in it for the world domination this whole time. You see, if humans were convinced to release their Pokemon because it was the right thing to do, eventually humans would be left, well, without defense, without Pokemon. This guy genuinely had this in his
Pokemon
mind
Black and White is basically just a
childhood
anti-gun control message.
Pretty much. Also, an interesting theory I heard someone theorize that N might actually be the last descendant of the original Unovan royal family.
Yeah, that was the implication, since Getsus did ultimately adopt him.
Yeah,
and no one really saw him as someone who would do that unless it actually benefited him.
Not only that, that in that same theory, it believed that that by the end of his plan, Getsus intended to sacrifice N as a means to recombine Zekrom, Reshiram, and Kyurem into the original dragon.
Yeah, that one I could probably believe, but the sequel games kinda nullified that.
Yeah, their theory
required technology to actually recombine the dragons.
To be fair, that technology could only recombine 2 of them. We didn't see any proof that it could recombine them. Recombine all 3.
Yeah, it's likely that the colorist caught on to what he was doing and just up and let us just stop him.
Yeah, a lot of that part of the theory used alchemy science in order to prove it because of how the dragons kind of represented core parts of alchemical philosophy. Alright.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Battered, probably bloody, and psychologically broken Pokemon to brainwash him into believing Pokemon and humans should live separately. Then when N came of age and could
gotta enjoy on-screen grooming.
By the way, because Getsus is still definitely in charge, he could begin to go about Unova doing his brainwashed cult mission work. Because of course, Getsus couldn't do this himself. He had to get a child involved.
Forget your destiny and always follow your heart, for your spirit is good, pure, and innocent.
And there is nothing more beautiful and terrifying than innocence.
Every Pokemon game, mostly,
Nice
has
voice
fantastic
acting.
villain conducting that title's parade of evil deeds. Cyrus is arguably more evil than Ghetsis, and Lucamine, well, we had the other list for her. However, it's not out of the ordinary to point out that Ghetsis is still rotten to the core as a person, but especially as a father. There's wanting to take over the world of Pokemon for megalomaniacal reasons, and then there's conditioning some child that isn't even your own to do your bidding through some warped ideas about animal abuse. Yeah, maybe Ghetsis shouldn't really be so overshadowed after all.
Yeah. Jeez.
You know that meme we showed
Yeah.
for To the King and 5 Great Villain Songs? Yeah, guess frickin' who? Let me take you back to ancient
Oh,
times,
Hollow
ruled by
Knight.
the Moth Tribe. Everything is fine until another higher being of the void shows up and rules.
Let me guess. The White King, huh?
And try to stay in the memories of the people via infection, mind you. And what is the higher being? The Pale King's solution?
Pale King.
Yeah, heaven forbid him essentially
Fuck them
colonizing
kids.
Hallownest and feeling retribution for it being his problem. No, to seal the light of the Radiance, leader of the Moths, the Pale King must find a mindless, voiceless, willless void of emotion vessel to contain the infection. You'd think a ruler would use prisoners, criminals, peasants, or others to experiment such a tall order on, but no, straight for his children. And he fails. Frequently. Thousands of times. Eventually, the sealing of the Radiance does technically work with the
He's
pure
nothing if
vessel
not
slash
persistent,
teacher.
unfortunately.
Yeah.
Hollow Knight, but through a tiny silent cutscene in the White Palace, we know that the young pure vessel had some emotional bond with the Pale King, and that's why it inevitably cracked into the much weaker Hollow Knight. So not only does the Pale King sacrifice his own children to contain a brain infection that was his fault, but he creates zero emotional bond with them whatsoever because that would make them vessels that don't work. The titular Hollow Knight is the only one shown to have an emotional bond with the Pale King, but the hundreds of thousands of dead vessel children may have all had similar emotional bonds, whether their dad reciprocated or not. Who knows how many vessels he sacrificed ahead of time just because he knew their emotional state would render them improper for the greater purpose of winning some political syphilis battle. The Pale King does have a living heir in Hornet, but it's never implied that he gives a fuck about her other than her nursery in the White Palace. And let's be honest with ourselves, Hornet could not be paid to care about her deadbeat and actually dead dad. And I suppose that's part of the reason why the Pale King isn't any higher. He's cold and commits genocide against his own bloodline, but, well, he himself has also bit the dust and isn't around for us to watch him actively treat his children like garbage, as we will beautifully see with some later entries. All in all, the Pale King
Not actually on the list.
the worst, but there are certainly ample points to be earned.
No, he could be an honorable mention.
Maybe.
As punishment for having emotions. You know, Asgore is looking way less bad now.
Oh boy.
That's funny. I'm looking forward to Chapter 5.
Yeah, me too. Alright, who's number 7?
Let's see where this one comes from.
Of course!
Again,
What?
one of the writers for this game needs
Fire
Am I
Emblem
not
character.
surprised?
A Fire Emblem a Fire Emblem character and a worst father's list. Is it gonna be Garen?
Is it gonna be Garen? Is it gonna be
because the
fucking
second half
Fate?
of this game is parental issues galore.
Alright.
The tragedy in Nurgle, Sonia's abuse of Nino, and finally Zephiel's two-part family drama. Today's culprit, the preceding King of Burn, Desmond. As the King, Desmond cares only about his own pure-blooded legacy.
Choice.
Yet he was arranged to marry Queen Helena of Arturia as an act of peace between the nations. Together, they bore Zephiel, who is slated to be the heir of Burn. Desmond, hating the fact that a child of mixed blood will take his throne, treats Zephiel less than favorably, so much that he'd rather bear an illegitimate child in an attempt to replace Zephiel as heir. And of course, when she got along well with Zephiel, it only further fuels Desmond's hatred for him, accusing Zephiel of trying to take his beloved daughter away. And when Zephiel gifted Guinevere with a pet fox, take a wild guess what Desmond does.
You make me.
You dare kill one of my kin. Unforgivable.
Actually, I think it's more like killing a monkey to you, but yeah, I don't really like people who kill monkeys. So
I don't care. I don't care if they're not as sapient as me. They are still kin.
Agreed. They're still kin.
Would you believe me when I say all that only barely scratches the surface? He didn't just abuse him.
Oh, there's more.
He tried to kill him too. Many times.
But wait, there's more.
He tried to kill him too. Many times, in fact. Hired the Black Fang to do it, tried to poison him on his coronation day, and according to Guinevere, he even plotted to go after members of Zephiel's extended family. But of course,
jeez.
Zephiel faked his own death to lure his father where he could be slain, ending the reign of this mad king and kicking off the next one, led by the prince now far too jaded and ruined from his father's torment. Desmond is no powerful conqueror or cunning politician. He's simply a foolish coward given power. Power to torment a child who deserved none of this wrath born from entitlement to his own blood. Power that he never deserved. Thanks to him, Alip's future turned grim, and the lives of greater men became casualties. That doesn't excuse Zephiel, mind you. He still chose his dark path. But man, with a father like that...
Yeah, I believe Zephiel is the main antagonist of his respective game.
Yeah. Honestly, though, seeing this dude, his father, are we really surprised he turned out that way?
Not really.
Break everything.
Alright, number 6.
Really, who's number 6?
Talk about a father who gets way too much flack despite being one of the best in gaming. Heihachi from Tekken.
Of course!
Of course Heihachi's here.
I should have guessed Mishima would be on this list.
Yep.
I mean, it wouldn't be a bad father's list without this dude.
Mm-hmm.
No, it wouldn't.
Comes from. Whenever Heihachi's on screen with his favorite child, the love that oozes from him always brings a tear to my eye. After all, there's no better love than a man and his bear.
Wait a minute.
Oh,
that Lego movie bit was that was good timing.
Kuma, his human children. Yeah, calling Heihachi a good father in any way puts a bad taste in my mouth. But there was a time when it was true. Before the death of his wife, Heihachi treated his son Kazuya well, believing in his potential. But then Kazuya turned against his father after finding out he killed his mother. And things went sour from there. But instead of explaining to Kazuya that his mother inherited the devil gene and it was a mercy kill, he just threw him into a ravine hoping to kill him. But instead awoke the devil gene inside Kazuya instead. Well, that backfired.
I made a boo-boo.
Tekken lore, people.
Heihachi did raise Kazuya again after this, but only as a means to an end. This is actually how he treated most of his sons after this. He adopted Lee Chaplin just to irritate Kazuya and act as a persistent rival. He raised Jin, his grandson, to lure out Ogre, and then shot him once he didn't have any more use for him. And despite wanting to team up with his illegitimate son Lars, once Lars regained his memories, he even hated Heihachi trying to kill him. Dang, dude, how are you this awful? Funny enough, he actually might be more of a girl dad. He was impressed with Zhao Yu enough to bring her on board, and his illegitimate daughter Reina actually likes him for some reason.
I don't get it either, Plank.
Anyone he considered a son? Yeah, they're either shot, flown into space, or dropped into a volcano.
Tekken is wild.
Yeah. And somehow he's still the worst person on the, in the lore.
I'm gonna quote Josh from one of his previous videos. There isn't a therapist alive who can help this family with its issues.
Yeah.
You would need to have charisma on the level of Jesus Christ in order to help this family. And even then it would be a challenge.
Although, given it's Tekken, I wouldn't be surprised if they actually did try to introduce the therapist who is also a fighter.
A fighting therapist. That would actually be funny.
Kazuya and Jin wanted to take over the world. At least Jin snapped out of it. What else can I say about Heihachi? He is notorious as one of the most persistent villains and bad fathers in gaming. At least he finally got his end in Tekken 7. Oh wait, I forgot Harada will never let him die.
Oh no. I say...
Oh, so he's basically the Joker of the fighting game genre.
Yep.
Being a horrible father comes with...
Just like how the mangaka of Baki the Grappler won't let Yujiro Hanma lose.
Yeah, but to be fair, it's Baki the Grappler.
Mm-hmm.
The territory of having absolutely no sympathy from the audience. So let's take that to the extreme. Let's bring in someone infamous for being one of the most intentionally hateable trolls in gaming.
Welcome to Pandora, kid.
There's Handsome Jack.
That's right, Jackie Boy managed to cement himself on another list. There's so much you can say about Handsome Jack. He's a corporate monster who's completely convinced he's the savior of Pandora. Bring order to bandits that, more often than not, are just people resisting his tyrannical iron fist, all the while hitting you with some of the funniest lines any villain ever uttered.
Oh, you what? Screw you. It would have been hilarious if I found it earlier. Shut up!
But Handsome Jack isn't all jokes, and Borderlands 2 hits you with the twist that your guardian angel this entire time isn't just working for him, but is his own siren daughter. So, he's been using his daughter to spy on and manipulate the Vault Hunters. Following the trends of this list, you'd assume Jack has no love for Angel and only sees her as a tool, yeah?
Oh, you'd think so, wouldn't ya?
Jack actually
vintage
cares a lot
VeggieTales.
about Angel. He's super protective of her. As it turns out, though, this love manifests in just the worst possible treatment. Years before the events of the series, Angel ended up tragically killing her mother, and Jack decided to hide Angel away from the world to protect her from everything. And hide her away he did. To the point of hooking her up to a machine that constantly pumped her full of iridium to charge
Well, at
the
least
vault.
he has some heart in the right place.
About that.
To the point of hooking her up to a machine that constantly pumped her full of iridium to charge the vault key. Angel has become so dependent on this that unplugging her from the control core and taking her off the constant supply of iridium, which for reference can be used to horrifically mutate pretty much anything that isn't a siren, will kill her. So he didn't kill her, but the state she's in cannot be called living at all.
You're not dead?
Hey, I said some, and his heart is still smaller than most people.
Yeah.
Either. It's sort of like being in summer school.
She begs you to unplug her, begs you to kill her, while Jack gaslights both you and her that he's just protecting an innocent girl. And the thing is, he sounds genuine, so utterly delusional that he's done absolutely nothing wrong to Angel. Unlike everyone else on this list, Handsome Jack genuinely cares about Angel as his daughter, but that love has completely destroyed her. Sure, he mourns her. Sure,
Yeah,
he calls her his daughter.
But let's be real here. It's Handsome Jack. The dude already spiraled far beyond any moral compass, so...
Yeah. Just take a look at the pre-sequel to see how he got to where he is in Borderlands 2.
Yeah, exactly.
His own words, Jack ended her life years ago. You're just letting her rest. It's one thing to hate your child. It's another thing entirely to believe you're doing the best for them, all the while destroying any possible future they could have. Handsome Jack believed he was giving Angel the best life he could, but at the end of the day, intentions kinda don't matter. Especially if your child believes death is preferable to the life you gave them. If that happens, you failed as a parent.
Jeez.
William Afton. Purple Gang.
Okay.
Quite unsurprisingly,
Yeah, we knew he was going to be on here.
Bad father. This animatronic-obsessed child murderer wouldn't be introduced until the game that killed the Dream Theory for good, FNAF's sister location. And even then, he's more in the background than some of our previous candidates. But that just leads us nicely to the main reason Afton is this high. his negligence. He left his kids to their own devices while he locked himself away from his family so he could work on his killer robots. Oh, sure, he set up cameras.
Well, that and the child killing thing, but
Yeah.
his negligence was also bad.
I mean, this is him as a father, not him as a villain.
But he also left his eldest son, Michael, in charge of babysitting his little brother. The end result is hereditary, with fewer deer and more bears. Oh, but don't worry, guys. He won't let the same thing happen to his eldest son. All he has to do is keep him from sneaking out of the house by psychologically tormenting Michael with the nightmare animatronics. But hey, he's the one who killed his little brother, completely ignoring the fact that William should have been there to stop it from happening in the first place. Oh, but at least Michael's not sneaking out of the house to visit his brother's grave out of the guilt that he would carry for the rest of his life. Oh, gosh. No wonder Michael had to grow up to become Freddy Carter. And if that wasn't enough, William would be so hands-off that his daughter would end up swallowed whole by an animatronic of his own creation. You'd think the repeated warnings not to play with Circus Baby would be a sign that he actually cared. But nope. Not only does he not mourn the loss of his daughter, but he's actually excited that he gets to use his daughter's death as an opportunity to experiment with Remnant. This guy would kill it as a Roblox CEO.
Was probably the most brutal burn I've ever seen. Saying this game should be burned is an insult to fire.
Oh my gosh! Oh, that one got me. That one got me.
Thank you. That's not a compliment.
The double whammy. The double whammy. Oh my god.
So glad I wasn't drinking well.
Yeah.
The fact that she has traumatic visions of him should show you just how terrifying he was to her. Oh, there's also the fact that he tried to murder her at the end of the first movie. No big deal. William Afton is worse than negligent. He's a violent psychopath who psychologically torments his children and sees the damage and death they face as opportunities to feed his obsession with robots. The only child of his that he mourns is the one Michael kills, and even then, his attitude is to put it back together. Gee, who would have guessed that a child murderer shouldn't be allowed to have children? Have fun playing Ultimate Custom Night for all eternity, buddy.
Nah,
yeah,
you
he
think?
comes back and helps.
Mm-hmm.
Wanted as Glitch Trap. Whoops.
I always come back.
Never underestimate the power of sequels.
Yep.
One of the reasons I have a writing team is they often find really obscure things that work for these lists that I never would have found on my own. And they found a doozy this time.
Oh.
Ugly is a puzzle platformer starring a character who is, well, ugly. He has the ability to create mirrors that he can use to teleport to opposite areas and even salvage memories from the past. And speaking of the past, he ventures through a mansion full of shattered mirrors as well as covered paintings and statues. He finds entities made of bandages, paint, crystals, locks, and drunkenness? What exactly happened here? What even are these creatures? Well, through those salvaged memories, we're about to find out. Once upon a time, there was a prince. He's vain, selfish, and worst of all, hellishly abusive. He tormented his son for a lifetime just because he was ugly. It even forced him to wear a mask so that he could cover his unsightliness. The son's mother and pet dog tried to protect him, and they were killed for it. Since then, the prince has not only groomed his son to follow his twisted etiquette, but when one of the servants actually likes his son just as he is, he pushed one straw too far by heating up the mask and gluing it on the son's face? I know what you think.
Oh. Oh. Goodness gracious.
Yeah, I see why this dude got an entry.
You alright, Sasha? You've been quiet for a bit.
Whoops.
You
Decorations here.
You accidentally muted.
Was a little quiet right there.
Remind me to find some new batteries for you.
That reminds me of a story I've heard. similar thing happened, but I think that person in that story was older.
I've seen stuff like this happen randomly throughout history. They were never pretty, and some of them and in their pursuit of being remembered, a lot of them just ended up never being remembered in history, which is probably the best thing that could have happened.
Yeah, we all know how medieval times were.
Mm-hmm. It was kind of sad when the Dark Ages happened and a lot of knowledge almost got lost. Thankfully, the Catholic Church managed to keep literacy and a lot of the books alive. It is because of them that a lot of the Greek epics survived. Funnily enough.
Now, if only they didn't succumb to corruption.
He hates his son so much, why not just make more children? Well, you're gonna wish he didn't. He did, in fact, court his own maid so that they would bear more children for him, all in hopes that he'd get one that's up to his standards. Yet, with every attempt, every child is no less ugly than the other. And with no beauty to behold, they're nothing more than fleshy firewood to him. Yeah, fun fact.
Okay, yeah, he deserves his number 3 spot.
Yes, he does. Yep. Also, it kind of just goes to show his soul was so ugly and corrupted that that twisted his own children.
Are at birth. They're not going to be an exact mini clone of the parents. That's literally the point of growing up. Throughout the game, you think you were playing as the son, reliving the trauma of all the abuse his father put him through. But once you get to the final memory, you'll find out that the character you were playing as was the prince all along. It's
bum bum bum.
Okay, wow. That's actually a pretty good twist.
That is a pretty good twist. Wow.
Wow.
Dude was ugly and never realized it.
Like Silent Hill-esque writing there.
Yeah.
You were playing as was the prince all along. It's revealed that his servants revolted and poisoned him during a party, which led to him seeing the reflection of what he really is on the inside. So he shattered the mirror, which led to his mansion burning down. And so the prince suffered the consequences of his demonic vanity. All his scars left him bandaged, and out of shame he covered pictures of himself with paint, shattered mirrors so he never has to see himself again, locked every door so no one could see him, and drank all his problems away so he'd forget everything. It's some good old divine retribution. The prince was vain and abusive, so he had his beauty and luxury taken away, and his inner demons tormenting him. So, fitting end, right?
That does sound like a biblical level punishment right there.
To be fair, though, he did deserve it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, not quite. There's more game after this. If you could somehow stomach yourself to keep
playing there's more.
This...
Oh, there's more.
But wait, there's more.
Fucking swine. You'll uncover the truth behind everything. What's truly lying deep inside of the prince's repressed memories. What do we find out? The prince was never disfigured. All that happened to him was he got a tiny scar on his face. So, that was all it took to delude the prince into believing that he's disfigured, to the point of drowning his memories and masquerading as his son. I have no words. I mean, how can I describe how blood-boilingly narcissistic that is? This fucker mutilated his son's livelihood just for not living up to his perfect image, and after that has the nerve to delude himself into being him, all over a single fucking scar. Ugh. There's a bright side to this. At least the prince reflected on how evil and pathetic pathetic he truly is. So now that he is healthy in both body and mind, he can finally use that to do the most noble thing he can for the good of everyone. Killing the villain of the story.
And there was much rejoicing.
And there was much rejoicing. Goodness gracious, that is a dark ending. Wow.
Yeah, gee, guys. Well, that's a dark ending. What the hell?
I mean, it was a dark game, so...
Yeah.
Anyone who studied mythology knows that, depending on the
Oh, hi, oh, hi, Neil. That great animatic right there.
Kinda awful. The God of War games decided to take it a step further by showcasing some gods
This
as
isn't
a
kinda.
Oh, we're getting a God of War entry? Alright, who are we getting? Zeus? Odin? Place your bets.
Could be either.
Could be either.
Parents who would rather use the kids as tools or straight up kill them. Honestly, Zeus was a strong contender for what he did.
Was? Okay, so it's someone else.
Then yeah, it was Odin.
It's Odin.
Norse a-hole. Odin, the all-father of the Nine Realms and king of the Aesir. He's a master manipulator who seeks knowledge above all else. More specifically, knowledge of destiny and how to control his fate. It was written that he would perish at Ragnarok. He'll do whatever it takes to save his own skin.
I remember showing Odin this game, and he was like, "Geez, good thing I went the other way."
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Probably a good thing because we wouldn't have a Santa Claus right now.
True. Of course, that includes relying on his chess pieces. Tax write-offs.
Tax write-offs. Children. Wow.
There was a whole list of gags he could have used. Good thing you shortened it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Tyr, Heimdall, and Baldur, each cursed with a horrible upbringing. Heimdall probably has it the easiest because he's shown to be the most loyal to Odin, and I'm pretty sure that's because he literally made him that way. Meanwhile, he took advantage of Baldur's invulnerability curse by dangling the hope of being cured just out of his reach. But then we kind of kill Baldur, and how does Odin respond?
But Baldur, he had value. He was my best tracker, my closer.
Only saw him as a tool.
The sad part is, this is probably the closest thing to love, affection he'll ever see of him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, his mind was gone, sure. But he had his uses, and now he's gone because of you. You follow me?
Not even a fake tear to shed. He saw Baldur as nothing more than a tool to further his wishes, and he's only mildly annoyed that he's gone. Tyr made the unfortunate mistake of going against Daddy Dearest, and was given the pettiest treatment of all. He was locked away for the rest of his life, while Odin disguised himself as Tyr to gain information, and tarnished his own son's reputation for not seeing things his way. And Thor? Thor probably had it the worst of all. All Thor ever wanted was the approval of his father, while all Odin wanted from him was a pack mule. He constantly puts his firstborn down and...
I think pack mule would probably isn't the right word. I think it's more like he wanted a savage monster who he can just go who he could just point at someone and go and say kill.
Oh, so he just... Oh, so Odin just wanted a gun.
Mm-hmm. He saw Thor He saw Thor as a weapon and not as a son.
Oh, too bad firearms weren't invented. Actually, maybe that may have been a good thing in his case.
Yeah.
Probably would have died sooner.
Mocks Thor's dead children right in front of him and tries to mold him into a mindless killing machine. He also physically abused Thor as a child and tried to undo his hard work of going sober. And when Thor finally stands his ground against dear old Papa, Odin doesn't even hesitate to kill him. Honestly, it was nail-biting trying to decide between Zeus and Odin. While Zeus tried to kill Kratos out of paranoia, Odin went above and beyond even that. He shattered one son's self-confidence, tarnished another's good name out of pettiness, emotionally groomed another to be the perfect yes man, and gave his youngest false hopes while barely batting an eye at his demise. His children were nothing more than a means to an end, disposable once they outlived their usefulness. In the end, his panicking over Ragnarok ended up being a self-fulfilling prophecy, as his desire to change the future led him to push everyone away until the whole kingdom wanted him dead. Beating his scrawny butt to a pulp shouldn't have been as satisfying as it was, but any chance to kick a monster's teeth in and bring some semblance of justice to his children makes it all
Isn't
worth
this
it.
just number 2 or 3?
It was number 2. We're on the dishonorable mentions now.
Yep.
Who's worse than Odin?
Yeah, I had a feeling. Who's worse than Odin?
Alright, who are the dishonorable mentions?
Ravenbeak, Metroid Dread. You're not my dad. You're a glorified sperm donor.
Oh, I almost forgot about Ravenbeak.
Yeah, him dying to X-Parasites was probably the best karma he could have gotten.
Yeah.
Guard, Fear and Hunger. His daughter evolved mankind like he asked for. How does he return the favor? Revolt against her. The Storyteller, Leighton versus Wright. Sure, he loves his daughter, but raising her in a cult to suppress her trauma and neglect her when she's suicidal is still awful parenting. Ra's al Ghul, Batman Arkham. It might be the Lazarus Pit talking for him, but I don't take kindly to a cult leader dads willing to bargain their child's life and, outright, kill them. Brad Armstrong, Lisa the Painful.
Oh, there's Brad.
Hey.
He's not wrong
Yeah.
that Buddy should be protected from the world, but he kind of undermined his point by being a mass murderer. Zephaniah Man, Team Fortress 2. Most of the awful shit he does is in the comics, where he tries to smother his kid because he's ugly. Huh?
Jeez.
Yeah, like I said, it's no surprise that the administrator wanted him dead.
Giovanni, Pokemon, abandoning Silver for the sake of petty crime. Masayoshi Shido, Persona 5, impregnated a sex worker and then abandoned their love child, who then grew up to be an unhinged madman. Oh, and his subconsciousness may or may not have ended up killing his own son. It's unclear.
Yep.
Yeah.
Whoa. Who's number 1?
Who's number 1?
Warning. This segment contains discussion of sexual abuse.
Oh,
nothing
no.
explicit will be shown.
Well, that's not a good sign.
Oh, this is gonna be fun.
Oh, no.
I can't believe I forgot the popcorn.
Oh, I can't believe I forgot the popcorn too. What the fuck?
Comfortable with the subject matter should proceed with caution. Umineko, When They Cry, is a visual novel.
Oh no.
This piece of shit.
I am not familiar. Should I be worried?
Good.
It's bad.
Yes. Be very worried.
Miss for both its biblical length and the amount of emotional gut punches it pulls. To summarize a long story, it focuses on the doomed fate of the dysfunctional Ushinomiyas, a rich family with a lot of issues, to put it lightly. On the night of October 4th, 1986, the entire family is slaughtered by the Golden Witch Beatrice as the family's sins are left open for each other to see. And at the core of all their problems lies one festering source: the family patriarch, one Kinzo Ushinomiya. Kinzo passes the bar for this list with absolute flying colors, committing nearly every sin a parent could find in raising. All 4 of his children carry boatloads of issues as they competed to be heir to Kinzo's massive fortune. And Kinzo's disdain for his own kids and ruthlessly high standards is brought up again and again as a catalyst for the adults' traumas. From the moment they were born, Kinzo enforced an incredibly rigid and sexist familial structure. The males were expected to become masters of the house, while the females were treated as nothing more than accessories.
Any female born after 1993 can't toast.
This led to a pecking order.
What the heck?
Enjoy that little joke. It's not gonna get any better.
Oh boy.
Where his kids continued his own abuse among each other. And despite their best efforts, it's clear that it affects their relationships with their own children. For just one example, we have Kraus. Even when he's an adult, Kinzo still treats him like a child while simultaneously trying to mold him into a successor. Something that Kraus is clearly not equipped to deal with. This is a painfully realistic example of how abuse is passed down in families. And given that this game's creator was originally a social worker, you can tell he's speaking from some experience. Kinzo was a strong believer in both corporal punishment and emotional abuse.
Way more sense.
Once kids all grew up into successful adults, you'd think that would be good enough for him, right? Nope. Because in his elder years, all the Ushiramiyas could think of was inheritance. Money, money, and only money, to the point where even after he had died, the current successor hid the news of his death. The threat of an unseen Kinzo even being alive was enough to turn everyone at each other's throats. All Kinzo cared about was Beatrice, the Golden Witch said to have granted Kinzo his fortune and gold. A lust love he was willing to throw everything away for, family included, just to see one last time. You'd think this would be his one saving grace, but the truth of the matter is harrowing. See, as a young man, Kinzo was forced into the seat of power against his will by the elders of the Ushiromiya clan, forced into a loveless marriage. With nothing left to live for, Kinzo enlisted in World War II hoping to die. Here, Kinzo would meet Beatrice I, the daughter of an Italian officer, and ended up having a secret relationship with her. This eventually resulted in her having a child, Beatrice II. Unfortunately, Beatrice Sr. died giving birth. This affected Kinzo greatly. It got even worse when Beatrice II grew into the spitting image of her mother. This eventually drove him to isolate her from the world, believing her to be a reincarnation of her mother and, well...
Oh, goody.
Oh, no.
Oh, goody. Oh, I had a feeling.
It's exactly what you think he did.
Yep, goody. I had
Yeah, I remember my first time watching this thing. It doesn't get any better.
Yep. Kinzo committed the absolute worst action a parent can do to their child. Beatrice II's own child, we'll just call her Beatrice III, the one who would don the moniker of the Golden Witch, was separated from Kinzo by his staff at birth out of fear of him repeating his sins with them. A domino effect that ended in the mass murder of the Ushiramiyas. Kinzo managed to make it to #1 with one sole action, but he had a laundry list of atrocities long before it was shown to the audience. It's no exaggeration to say that nearly every bad thing that happens on the human side of Umineko can in some way be traced back to him. He's the ultimate example of how the cycle of abuse can annihilate an entire family.
Yeah. He is actually the daddy who everyone has issues with. There's no joke to end that.
Oh my goodness.
I think I'm gonna need to take a shower after that.
Yeah.
Thank you, Joshscorcher, for having me learn about all this. I really appreciate it.
Oh, goody. Oh, goody. I may not be planning to play that entire game series. Oh, I'm sure. I know it's fucked up.
I wish you luck, Sasha. I wish you both luck. I'm gonna stay away from it.
I don't blame you. I certainly don't blame you.
I prefer confronting the ugliness of the world.
But yeah, to everyone who has joined us for this little double feature of horribleness, thank you all for watching. We hope you all have yourselves a good day. Have a good day, everyone. Take care.
Bye.
Meh. Bleh.